Hey everybody, Jay Average Vintage Collector here with another video. So today's video is actually going to be a video response for Justin over at Three Good Nerds. He has a unique request for a video response. It's kind of choose your own story. And he kind of wants us to show something that we collect that is valuable to us but doesn't really have a whole lot of value. So I was thinking, what are the different things I could do, and kind of focusing on my baseball card collection, and that's not really something that I could do with my baseball card collection, because my card collection is very valuable to me, and even though it might fit the profile that it's not valuable to anyone else, it still is kind of valuable, right? It has some type of monetary value to it and sentimental value, but value all the way around. Like, other people would appreciate what I have, other people would say, oh yeah, I want to add one of those. So it doesn't really necessarily fit the profile of what I wanted to do. And after taking some time, I did think of something, and it's actually very out of the box. So this one, I'm not going to show any cards. I'm not going to show anything sports related. So full disclosure, if you want to stop watching right about now, you can go ahead. I'm actually going to get kind of deep. This was a collection that my dad had. And a lot of people don't know this. I lost my dad suddenly while he was working in December of 23. And it kind of took us all by surprise. And I was really close with my dad. My dad was like a legend around here. He did a little bit of everything. He worked for the state for 30 years as a caretaker, for the most part, for animals. And he was an animal person. He was like the dog whisperer, seriously. Like, a lot of dogs hated him, but this dude was, he loved every creature that was out there, and he really dedicated a lot of his life. But he was also about public service. My dad was a volunteer fireman for over 25 years. He was chief of our local volunteer fire department for about 15 years. I was a member of that department for 10 years. There was a point in time where he was the chief and I was the president. And it's for out here in a suburb, in more of a rural area, we were taking over 1,000 calls a year. Plenty of fires. We did our own ambulance transports. I was an EMT for 9 years. He was an EMT for forever. It seemed like 15, 18 years, something around there. Went on a lot of calls together, had a lot of really good memories. So he was really well known in our community. He was also a fire investigator for our county. Investigated a lot of fires. Just, again, really respected in our community, really well known in our community. He also worked for the town that we live in. He was the dog control officer for years, and really took it from a place where it was just like some little, not a big budget type of position, and he really worked his butt off to make it something, and it really was. And he was helping out a lot of neighboring towns, volunteered at a bunch of animal rescues, would drive hours and hours on end to Tennessee, Oklahoma overnight to pick up kennels of dogs and bring them back so that they weren't destroyed. Worked with a lot of animal shelters in the area. And towards the end of his life, he became a constable in one of the small towns around here, which I thought he was crazy. As I said in my last video, I'm a member of the law enforcement community, and he was so proud to try and, get in there. And I thought he was crazy, honestly. The guy was 70 years old and wanting to do that. So, but there's a collection that he had. And what he had was challenge coins. Challenge coins, I think, meant a lot. They do mean a lot still. But way back when they first started doing them, you earned a challenge coin. These days you can just order them online and add to your collection and do whatever. But I'm pretty proud to say that my dad's collection, he earned every single one of those challenge coins. He really did. So I'm going to show his collection of challenge coins, and that's kind of my video response. You guys can stay tuned if you want. If not, I completely understand, because this is completely outside the box. But I'm going to show some of my dad's challenge coins. Okay, so my dad. this is pretty much, he was a man that did everything. One of the first coins that he had was for our fire company. They went ahead and gave all their members challenge coin that looks something like that. And this is very simple, very type of, I think we gave those out at the installation dinner. So nothing too crazy there. But then he did start to get some special awards, and he was recognized for certain things that he did. I think he got a Lifetime Achievement Award for the fire company. So these are all really just kind of fire company based. I think this one's kind of the big one, and this one actually has his name and his nickname on it. And the fire company, I'm going to cover the last name, but, Bear was his nickname. It says the name of the fire company, and then it has St. Florian's kind of prayer on the other side. This was a big kind of thing for him when he received that. My dad was also, he would take part with other fire companies and try and do things with them. So there was a fire company that would put on a Christmas parade every year. My dad was pretty involved in that, so he was able to get one of the coins that said that, he took part in that. This one here, my dad did a lot for traveling to help out with natural disasters and whatnot. So he was given a challenge coin by Team Rubicon. And, everyone sees that on like Jeep Wranglers, but Team Rubicon actually is a team that goes to these natural disasters and tries to help people out. So he was able to get this Team Rubicon coin. Again, he did a lot for our community in the town that we lived in, and he was able to get awarded with a coin for his service in the town. As I said, he was a dog control officer, and this one, I believe, was given to him for not only what he did with dog control officer, but also with the dog rescues that he worked with. He was awarded this guy right here, which is actually really cool. I think that's a really cool coin. Who was given that? The Vietnam Memorial. It travels all across America. They bring a replica of the Vietnam Memorial Wall, and it came to our town, and my dad was kind of a point man with trying to help with that, and they gave him this when they ended up coming to our county, Vietnam Veterans of America, which very cool there. My dad, when 9/11 happened, I was just getting into the fire company, and he had been in the fire company for some time, and they were sending ambulances, volunteers down to Ground Zero to help dig out, and I begged to go, but they were only taking EMTs, so I couldn't go. Well, my dad went, and he was there for, I want to say, 2 weeks, and he was awarded this coin, a commemorative coin, for taking part as part of the rescue group that went there. He was also awarded the Liberty Award from New York State for that as well. There was a really special presentation that they did to give him that. For his service in the county as a fire investigator and a special deputy, and as the dog control officer working with the police, the county awarded him with another one of these challenge coins. So that was really cool. This one, I'm not really sure where this was. Oh, actually, I do know this one. There's a walk every year, and it's done to people go in full gear. So firemen put on their turnout gear, police wear their uniforms, and they do this walk, and they walk, I want to say it's a certain distance, however tall the Twin Towers were, and so it's just kind of like a climb, and they climb this down in Niagara Falls. So this was the 5th anniversary. He took part in that, even, when he was older. It was something that he wanted to do. So that's kind of my dad's collection of challenge coins, and I've kind of gone ahead and followed in his footsteps a little bit by, getting a few of my own. Most of these I went ahead and received from the different departments around for work that I do with some of them, attending some classes as well, leadership courses and whatnot. So these are just kind of, I'm not going to show all mine, but I just wanted to kind of show those off. Those are definitely something that are very valuable to me. I'd like to display those at some point, especially my dad's. But that's my dad. He was a good dude, and he will be missed. So, Justin, there's your video response. Hope that's kind of a unique one. And thanks for being generous with the giveaway. Everyone, if you're not tuned into 3 Good Nerds, please give them a shot. Thanks.